I brought a small city house with a garage. A garage you can't drive into. There's one step which is really big. And then if you go outside, just to show you the level, out here, there's a big step here. It's basically 1 foot 12 inches high, and anything you want to get in there is difficult. So for now, temporary, I'll put a couple of blocks and a paving slab. I need to jackhammer out all of this concrete, and I'm going to have to try a few different things to get this sorted out. So let's have a look at this and how we can do it. What I did decide to do was go through and clean up and remove the old slabs. If you're following along on this journey, you would have seen I've gone through and used the old drill. So I've got a works drill, and I tried to attack the concrete with it. It was quite a big drill, but I ended up having to do some alternative. So I've been using this drill, works one, and that's how much I've been able to do in about 15-20 minutes. This is how it sounds. Doesn't do much damage, so let me get the bigger one now. And that's like solid concrete. So the little works drill wasn't working well. So this one has a 15 kg weight, so it gives you more of a hit. And I've basically gone down and leveled off the floor down here, which you can kind of see. So you'll notice the main issue here was the levels. So if you know, if I use this wood, I want to show you just there is where the difference is. So about 4 inches, but we need it to be from there down. So there's like a bit of a slope that'll allow the motorbike to get up and down. And I've taken out all the slabs. There was all sorts of stuff down here. I've got rid of that. There's a big concrete kind of door stop thing there, which I'm still gonna get rid of. But the main priority was just to get the level correct, to have a nice slope which allows me to push the bike up and also use it to make it usable. So again, a garage, you can use it for multiple things. You'll notice in part of this series I've got it as like a bit of an area where I'm keeping my tools and a bit of a workstation, but I also have a motorcycle that I will actually be using here as well. So it's important to be able to push that in. So there was multiple levels of concrete here. We had the first one, which was the main one that I showed you at the start of the video. There's also a temporary partition in the garage, and that had like a footing section. So I had to actually drill out quite a lot of stuff, and I found it useful to be able to get the big tool station hammer drill jackhammer, because that made light work of it. I should have got that earlier. The 15 minutes that I wasted using the smaller drill wasn't as good. So I was able to actually take out a lot of this now, and I was slowly piling this up just on the drive, and this is a lot of rubble. So there will be an element of lots of DIY on this project, and if you're following along on this series, you'll see how this progresses. I've already insulated the door. I've done quite a lot of bits and bobs, but in today's one we're trying to get this step out the way. Majority of this video I put a time lapse on, so I wanted you to see how this progresses. But here's a quick live small segment, a couple of seconds to show you what it's like in real time. So once I got rid of that, at least the door section, remember I've got 2 doors on the garage. This is the walking section that I've taken the cement out from. I got some sand, building sand, and just leveled off, used a lumber 2x3, and I just got a rough gauge of the balance and how I want the slope to go down. And I was quite pleased with that big hammer drill. Let's have a look at the concrete it broke through and how well it did, and continue with this process. Quick status update of where we are. So you'll notice yesterday I bought that big jackhammer, and that made light work of the blocks. So you'll see how thick these blocks were, and the little drill was just not hacking it. There's some, let's show you some thicker ones there, and that's like solid concrete. So the little works drill wasn't working well. So this one has a 15 kg weight, so it gives you more of a hit. And I've basically gone down and leveled off the floor down here. You'll see now I've basically got rid of that step there. This will be a nice slope. You see, to look at the incline, this will be a nice slope all the way down without a step at the end. So we've got, you can see here now, there's no big cement block, just like that one there. So you walk straight in now very easily, which would be a nice slope for the motorbike. So getting the slope sorted out, I started to actually put some sand down and started laying some paving slabs. These are 2.5 foot by 2.5 foot paving slabs. I laid out of 3, and then when I got to the section of the door, remember the larger garage door, right hand, left hand side, I started hammering out that as well. So we slowly started taking those big blocks out and getting rid of those, just to give me the space I needed to have 2 slabs, which would be about 5 feet. And 5 feet is like a bang on a good amount to get a bike pushed up easily. So that's what we were doing here, and I continued with that process, just laying down the slabs straight onto the concrete there. It had hardcore already in place, and I was using the sand to level off each slab and leaving the smallest gap possible. There was a bit of a odd angle on this garage because the house is on a hill, Mr. Underhill. So working through that, it's just kind of making the best of your situation you've got and having the best ability. Again, I'm enjoying making this usable now. The space here, the garage, I can use it to push bikes up, wheelbarrows. So there will be a lot of breeze blocks and wood and compass. There's a little bit outside of the main garage. I wanted 2 slabs there, and while we're doing this, I've put some bricks around it, but it will be cemented up properly. Let's have a deeper look. There's a few little bits left, but so far happy with that. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and that creates a nice slope. I'm going to do another little pass on this with some fine sand just to get a nice even balanced. You can see now it's a nice area. Let me show you the door. That gap will get filled, and I think that's enough for the motorbike to get in. And obviously I'll continue up here, so we'll have about 7-8 slabs there more, so I'll continue that on. I've got a little board on the side, got hiccups, but I'm thinking I might be able to fit another slab around the side there, but the main area is this, so I can get the motorbike scooter in. So not shabby at all. That was like a day's work with a lot of breaks and relaxing.